Good afternoon. I'm Dr. Mohammad Islam from Dundee Dental School. I can't express how grateful I am to have all of you here with us today. I would like to share my personal experience as a student and as a staff member at the University of Dundee, highlighting the impact of postgraduate research supervision on a student's life. 2007 was a year to remember in my life. This is the year when I came to Dundee from my home country, Bangladesh. I traveled 8,000 kilometers away from home, and I was nervous to be traveling to somewhere so far away. After completing my first degree in pharmacy, I had ambitions to be a researcher and started my MSc course in biotechnology. Despite the distance, I was excited about spreading my wings, leaving my home I grew up, and having the associated freedom. When I moved to Dundee, I didn't take the easy route. I also decided to change my field from a pharmacist to a researcher. I had little experience in research from my undergraduate studies, and biotechnology was a relatively new field of study. I also have to admit that I did find some of my Scottish lecturers' accent hard to understand at first. This made the months challenging, but I didn't give up. I tried so hard to raise my level up. Library resources and group discussions with my class friends helped me a lot to understand the advanced science. I even tried WikiHow to learn Scottish accent, but you can clearly see that it didn't work. But by working closely with local people, I improved my listening skills, which in turn helped me understand the class. I did my master's project on oral cancer in Dundee Dental School under the supervision of Dr. Anna Shore and Dr. Ian Ellis. I enjoyed my project so much that I realized I can be a researcher. Both of my supervisors knew my strengths and weaknesses, and they directed me and challenged me in a way that helped me learn a lot and quickly. There were ups and downs in the project, but they believed in me and they inspired me throughout my master's projects. Their inspiration and guidance were the only fuel that kept me going and was the main reason to apply for PhD in Dundee Dental School under the supervision of Dr. Ian Ellis and Dr. Sarah Jones. I was fortunate enough to get Scottish Overseas Research Student Award for my PhD, but it is unfortunate that this scholarship scheme is no longer available now for international students. I must mention here that my one and only daughter was born towards the end of my PhD, and I still remember those countless days with lack of sleep. It was my supervisors who allowed me to work from home at that time, as they knew I didn't have any extended family to support me. Their enormous support in those difficult times helped me take care of my daughter and to submit my thesis paper in time. As part of the research agenda in the dental school, undergraduate students are encouraged to engage in research by offering 6 weeks research internships in summer holiday. Their work is paid by the Inspire and Dundee Dental Research and Academic Medicine Society. We try to accommodate as many summer interns as possible during the holidays to encourage undergraduate dental students to engage in research. We also face a huge challenge when a student comes to the lab for their research project as part of the master's course. Most of our master's students are international students and have no or very little laboratory research experience. So, as I once did, we start the training with the basics such as pipette training and laboratory calculations. I personally try to give them as much time as possible to get used to lab work and the way research works. I try to make the research fun for them, give them enough space to critically think about their results, and guide them every step of their projects. At the end, some consider an alternate career pathway in research and academia other than being a practicing dentist, which makes me feel accomplished. As Henry Ford says, there is no happiness except in the realization that we have accomplished something. All our current PhD students did their master's projects in our lab, and now they are doing their PhD with us in such a wide range of topics that we can offer in Dundee, such as oral cancer, biomaterials, dental caries, and cleft lip and palate biology. Being an international student myself, and currently as a staff member of the BME community, I also have a role as Equality, Diversity, and Inclusion Coordinator mental health first aider, and harassment advisor. Being in those additional roles, I am in a unique position where I can get the bottom of many issues related to students' mental health. Research students' mental health problems are often related to the supervision of the projects. I'd like to highlight some of the ways in which I try to help the students I supervise maintain good quality mental health. I personally encourage my students all the time and am aware that their lives extend beyond their research. I try to understand my students' preferred working styles. I meet with my students regularly, set aside adequate time for students, and ensure that I'm contactable through several media such as email, phone, WhatsApp, etc. I'm always interested and enthusiastic in my students' work and their progress. I listen carefully to students, maintain an open dialogue about the projects, its progress, and problems. I make expectations clear and fair regarding the process of completing the thesis and the role each party must play in performing the research, and I acknowledge their work properly. I always provide feedback and criticism of my students' work that is constructive, prompt, and consistent. I keep up to date with my research field and related methodologies required to execute the projects. I then use my knowledge to understand and demonstrate how the student's research topic fits within the wider field. Most importantly, I reflect the effectiveness of my supervision by following these very simple supervisor-student dynamics by Dr. Zoe Ayers, a research scientist and a mental health campaigner. This dynamics chart helps me to understand how easily contactable I am, ask how they are, and how do I appreciate student success. It also answers me some important questions. Do I allow autonomy and operates with respect? Do I respect their work-life balance? And do I provide helps when they ask? I also encourage my students, research students, to reflect on their experience based on these dynamics and ask for their feedback. Being a supervisor is a rewarding role when you realize your students are enjoying their research work. I really enjoy nurturing next generation researchers and academics. I can learn about their learning styles and their cultures by providing close supervision, which in turn help me to develop myself personally and professionally. Most importantly, I can build up a long-term professional relationship with my students. It is always motivating to get recognition officially for what you like to do most, and I am really honored to be awarded for the best postgraduate supervisor 2020 in the Student-Led Teaching Awards. I would like to thank Dundee University Students Association for awarding me this honor. At last, but not the least, I would like to thank Gigi, a brilliant fourth-year dental student, for nominating me for this award. One busy afternoon, Gigi came to see me and expressed her interest in doing a 3-month lab-based project under my supervision, as her plan to go back home during the pandemic was cancelled due to the lockdown. She wanted to apply for a vacation scholarship in medical research Scotland, and the deadline was next day. To see her enthusiasm in research, I agreed to offer her a project, and both started to complete the application form. Despite the size of the task, we both managed to submit before the deadline next day. Her interests in research and hardworking ability impressed me a lot. I wish every success in her life. Thank you for listening.